Hello Star Family, welcome to my channel. I have a new pick a card here for you today, and this topic is going to be about no communication. So whoever it is that you're currently thinking about and not in communication with, we're going to take a look at whether they miss you or not. And we're also going to take a look at have they moved on. Okay, so I'm going to just separate the two topics. Do they miss you? Have they moved on? And we'll see how they link up, okay? So I have 3 stacks on the table. The stacks on the table are the same as you see in the picture clip and in the thumbnail. So if you haven't taken a moment to meditate on the cards, by all means, go ahead and stop the video or rewind it back and take as much time as you need in the very beginning. You can pause it wherever you feel comfortable pausing it. Take as much time as you need in order to pick the stack that you feel most connected to. And of course, if you feel led to pick more than one stack, that's perfectly okay. Follow your intuition. That's what it's all about. And keep in mind that these readings are general, so they may not resonate with you. And if this particular one doesn't connect, please feel free to check out my pick a card playlist. I have other love readings there that might connect better for you. These readings are also timeless, so it's whenever the universe nudges you to watch, that's always going to be the appropriate time for you. So whether it's now at the upload time or a year from now, 3 years from now, it really doesn't matter. It's whenever it's placed into your awareness and you feel that push to watch, there's probably going to be a message there for you. And whenever there's a love reading or we're asking about someone else, there is a chance that some tidbits in the reading might connect more for you, and there might be other tidbits that might resonate in regards to the person you're inquiring about. So some roles and situations and things and descriptions can literally be flip-flopped. So just keep that in mind. Apply it how it feels, you know, that it applies to you. And if something doesn't fit, then don't make it fit as well. So today I will also be using the bag. I know a lot of you have been asking, hey, where's the bag? You haven't used it in a couple of readings. Hey, where's the phone? You haven't used the phone for messages in a couple of readings. The reason why I don't use them all the time is because they're not always appropriate. So they're not always going to fit into every pick a card topic, okay? But in this case, because we're inquiring about love, we're inquiring about, the person, are there any messages from them, that kind of thing. Definitely, this would apply for me using the bag for additional messages, as well as seeing if we can get a song, okay? So the songs will get pulled at the end, as well as the messages from the bag. So with all of that being said, these 3 stacks are on the table. They're ready to go. Take whatever time you need to choose. I'm going to clear the table off, and we're going to get directly into stack number 1. Stack number 1, this is the Dark Mansion Tarot. It's not a deck that I use often, and it's because I'm mostly trying to baby the heck out of it. I don't want to ruin it. It's so gorgeous. So I try not to use it very often. But anyway, it gives great messages because the imagery is so vivid. Okay, so we're going to ask first, do they miss you? And then we're going to look into, have they moved on? 2 cards for do they miss you? Okay, I feel like it's these 2 here. The Hierophant and the Hangman. All right, so there is definitely a spiritual connection here with the Hierophant, but there's something on hold about the connection, or some kind of sacrifice in the connection that has had to be made in regards to you, maybe circumstance. Okay, the Hierophant is all about spiritual wisdom and learning. There might have been a commitment here as well. This is also Taurus energy, so your person could be a Taurus. So I feel like the commitment, this is basically saying the commitment's on hold. Or there's a tangled web in the connection somehow. Maybe it's circumstantial. But there's definitely something that has placed the connection on hold. Kind of put a a halt to the connection or to the commitment. But nonetheless, in the midst of separation or in the midst of missing you, because I honestly think that that's what this is saying. In the midst of missing you, they've almost like had to force themselves, or they've been forced to look at themselves from a different lens. They've been forced to look at the connection in a different way, from a different angle, maybe from your point of view even. And it's taught them some things. So let's take a look at one of these little love oracles here. Sunglasses. Watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. So I think your person is still, I don't know, waiting on the side, waiting in the sidelines. I think they're still looking at you. They're still maybe checking out your social media. Okay, I don't know if they gaslighted you in any way, but that's definitely showing up here. That's a possibility, but it speaks of perception. So when you have the Hangman energy, you look at things from a different angle to gain a different perspective. So that's kind of what I was feeling from this, that they have, in the midst of not being around you, no communication, let's say, they've been forced to look at the relationship with the Hierophant from a different angle, looking at it, I think, almost from your point of view, and stepping outside of their own box has, in order to do so, has actually taught them some things. So let's get one of these cards. Okay. Party. So this card talks about gatherings, public places, being around family and friends, sometimes celebrations of some sort. So I don't know if you saw your person recently at a party or a gathering of some kind. Maybe they saw you out in public, or maybe they even see you on social media, because to me that's like, you know, everybody on the planet is on social media. An internet party, literally. So I don't know if they're seeing you on, you know, in a public domain, okay, on a website or like a social media app or something like that. But they're checking, I feel like this is saying, these two cards together are saying they're seeing you via a public means. They're still checking you out. They are on hold. Maybe you put them on hold or left them unread, is also what I'm hearing from this. They are on some kind of hold in regards to the connection. So let's grab one of these playing cards for a little bit more information on this. I think if they're still looking at you, if they're still checking out your social media, checking out your public profile with this card and this card, they do miss you. I think they're tied up in knots with the Hangman, and for whatever reason, it's a non-action card. They feel they can't take action. So there's this soulmate spiritual connection vibe going on here with the Hierophant, but yet they can't take action on it. So they resort to looking at you through other means, or checking up on you, or seeing you through other means. If they can't have the connection physically, they'll find another way to maybe see you, okay? Is what I'm getting from this. So it could be Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Again, the earth energy here being confirmed. All right. And I could also see this as, look at the eye. Okay. So them gaining also a different perspective, because his eye is outside of his body, yet he's looking from the outside in. Okay. In other words, if his eye was inside of his head, he'd be looking from the inside out like we do every day. Right? But he was forced to look at something from another angle. So that's also confirming the Hangman energy. something also about your person being stubborn. I'm going to grab another playing card. Okay, so yeah, it's this like, I'm looking at you from afar, I'm checking you out or seeing your picture somewhere, or I'm checking you out, I'm looking at your pictures maybe. I'm remembering things about us. I'm remembering the good times with the party, right? I'm remembering the good times, but yet I can't take action on this spiritual connection I feel, or on this relationship, because there's something circumstantial here with the Hangman that kind of like prevents them from doing so. It could be their own perception that's preventing them from doing so with the Hangman, and their own stubbornness. And then the Two of Wands is about a crossroads. Like, you don't know what action to take with the Two of Wands. You're like 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out of the door. It's kind of like this pivotal moment. You can go left, right, or you could just stay put, you know? And it's kind of like this idea, like they're at a crossroads. They don't really know what action to take. So yeah, I do think your person thinks about you. They miss you, but they don't know what action to take or what decision to make, because number 2 is about decision-making, duality, partnerships, you know, sometimes even relationships as far as numerologically. That's what the 2 is about. And they don't know what action to take, so they take none at all. All right. It's like here with the Two of Wands, are at a crossroads. They, you know, they think about it, but they can't really decide what to do. So it's like kind of like the Two of Swords energy. It's like you can't decide what to do or which direction to take, so you don't take a direction at all, and you just hang yourself, like, you know, basically put yourself on hold because you can't take action towards a connection. So I really do feel like there's something circumstantial here that prevents them from actually moving forward towards you. I think they think about you, they miss you, they probably still look at your photos or still check you out on social media. Maybe they hear things about you or ask about you through others, okay? So maybe mutual friends that you know. Yet they still feel like hung up over you with the Hangman. They have their own hang-ups and own issues that they're dealing with, I feel, and they can't take action or move forward or choose what they want to do in regards to the connection. Okay, so that's what I'm getting from this. So let's see as far as, have they moved on? Have they moved on? Okay. The Seven of Swords, and I'm going to take this one. The Eight of Swords. Whoa. Okay, I'm going to need another one. The Ten of Swords. Holy cow. All right. That's pretty interesting. A lot of swords. I think they're struggling to move on. That's what I'm feeling here. They're struggling to move on. It's almost like you're out of reach. You're out of, like, there's a barrier with this Eight of Swords I'm feeling, right? In regards to you. It's almost like I'm seeing this as you, like this is you in the middle of these swords, and you've put the barricade around yourself to prevent them from getting at you, okay? Like, that's one way of looking at this, and it's just the way the artwork is speaking to me. But I feel like they're struggling with the connection. I don't think they moved on because I think they're stuck in their head about it. Okay, they're stuck in their head about this connection. The Seven of Swords, for whatever reason, I'm feeling guilty from the Ten of Swords and the Seven. So maybe it's the position of the, you know, look at the body language, right? He has his head in his hands. So first of all, they can't they can't get out of their head in regards to you with the Eight of Swords, because it's feeling trapped in the mind. I feel with the Hangman here, there were some hang-ups. There was some, like a tangled mess that they made or something, and they got caught up in their own web is kind of what I was feeling from that. Tangled up in the mess that they created, in a sense. And then there's this, like, regret here in the emotion of this card. There was probably some kind of betrayal, especially with these two cards together. So I don't know if they betrayed something in the connection. They betrayed you. Maybe there was some lies or some hidden things that they weren't fully disclosing with the Seven of Swords. I think they're having regrets and kind of feeling down about that, down on themselves about it, and they can't get out of it as well. They can't, it's almost like they can't, I'm hearing they can't forgive themselves. So I don't know if something went really wrong in the connection with the Seven of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the 10, where they can't forgive themselves. They're struggling to move past it. The Ten of Swords does talk about an ending, so obviously we know something came to a close. But that Seven of Swords is like a sneaky energy sometimes. It could talk about strategy, but in this case with the other cards here, I'm not really feeling that. I just feel like there were some things that they were hiding from you or keeping from you, not fully disclosing to you. I think that probably was part of the problem. They didn't know how to, now it's like they're stuck and they don't know how to get out of their own head in regards to you. They feel this loss of the connection and they struggle with that. I'm hearing struggle with the guilt, struggle with what they did. And I guess I'm just feeling they struggle to forgive themselves for what happened. And it's like, all I can do is look at you from a distance, you know, with this sunglasses card. I can remember the good times here with the party. I feel the spiritual connection over here with the Hierophant, but I can't, it's like I can't move forward with it with the Two of Wands. I want to, but I don't know how because I'm stuck. Two cards of being stuck right here. The Butterfly, relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. So I feel like this is what your person is trying to do. I feel like they're trying to heal. They're trying to evolve from it. Again, the idea of feeling guilt about something. I'm going to grab one more. Healing heart or trying to heal. Healing from a heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. So I'm wondering if you're the one that's healing as well. Have they moved on? I think they're trying to. They're trying to transform. They're trying to change with the butterfly energy. They're trying to heal from the connection. But I also feel like there's a struggle to do that because of all these cards here. Let's take a look at one of these. Oh, okay. Mistress. All right. So I apologize for the nudity in these cards, even though they are adorable. Again, I was feeling the idea of a possible betrayal. With the Ten of Swords and the Seven of Swords, there was something that they were hiding from you or keeping from you. I did feel that they were struggling or feeling guilty about maybe something that went wrong. Maybe it involved another person. Maybe there's a, I guess would be a karmic partner in there somewhere getting in the way of this connection, possibly. And if it's not like a third party in the sense of a physical person, okay, then it could be something circumstantial. All right, maybe they, like it says, maybe they have an addiction or something that they have to work through. And maybe something that they're struggling with, that they feel trapped in, that they can't get out of, like this Eight of Swords energy. Okay, maybe they're healing from that. Maybe that's the third party. So you guys can let me know how that applies to you in the comment section. But they're struggling with something with the Ten of Swords, the Eight of Swords, Seven of Swords, my goodness. And I did shuffle. I shuffled plenty. So let's grab a playing card. All right, the Four of Swords. Yeah, see, they're trying to heal from something. The Four of Swords is a card of healing, rest, rejuvenation. Trying to, like, you know, put yourself in the right mind space, head space. Removing yourself from a situation in order to find, you know, like that quiet space in your mind in order to rest, recoup, and heal. So we have two cards of healing here. You know, I could definitely see this as you, like, trying to evolve, move forward, and heal from this connection as well because of what happened. You know, if it was really a really tough connection, there were other people involved with this party, because look how many people are involved in that. If there were other people involved in the connection, that would, you know, maybe somebody was married and, you know, there was a third party situation going on, because the marriage card is, you know, definitely could be the Hierophant. You know, the Hierophant talks about commitments and making vows and promises and things like that. So maybe they miss you, but they can't come forward because of a third party or marriage or something like that prevents them from doing so. I'm also getting the vibe that there was a commitment or connection between you, definitely with the Hierophant being that spiritual link to one another. But there was something that went awfully wrong in the connection, and they are feeling guilty for it in some way. Maybe they did something that was unsavory, and they feel guilty for that still, and they're still struggling maybe with how to forgive themselves for what they did and how they ended it or how it went down. Yeah, there definitely could be somebody else involved in the situation, and maybe that's also what's preventing them from moving forward. So this is a pretty heavy one, guys, for stack number 1. But let's pull messages from the card, or from the cards. I'm sorry, from the bag. And then we'll get a song. Okay. I see a future with you. Maybe they still want a future with you. Control issues. Maybe they're holding themselves back. Like, I felt like this tangled mess that they put themselves in or something like that. They're holding themselves back. All right, let's see what we have. I've needed you more than you know. Okay. Reconciliation. So they want to reconcile the connection or heal it. Have they moved on? I don't think so. I think they're struggling with moving on because there's something that they feel they need to fix or heal. Carried away. So they got carried away with something. All right, there's 2. I want to know everything about you. And hope. Maybe they still have hope in reconciling because we have the reconciliation card here. Or note. Okay. So I feel like, do you know what this is feeling like to me? Like, especially with this reading here. You haven't communicated. Maybe there's some things that you have, that they see about you. Okay, on the low. They see you doing things. Maybe, you know, living your life, and they see you experiencing things. And it's almost like this vibe of, I've missed out on so much. In the midst of not talking to you, I've missed out on everything about you in the midst of not talking to each other. All right, so let's grab one more. And then I'll grab a song. You changed me. Again, the idea of the Hierophant and like learning spiritual lessons through the connection. Like it taught them things. And now they're learning how to see things from a different angle. And that has changed them. And maybe that's why they're feeling this guilt, okay, that I was picking up over here. So let's grab a song from your person. Let's see if we can get a message via a song, okay? So for those of you who don't know how this works, I pull out my shuffle play or my shuffle option. Let me make sure my volume's down. Okay, I pull out the shuffle on my playlist, okay? And we ask for a message from your person. Now, whatever song comes up when I press that button, okay? The title of the song will give a message usually, but if the title of the song itself does not provide a message right away, I would always recommend looking up the song lyrics anyway, because 99% of the time, that's where the majority of confirmation is going to come from, okay? So I would recommend doing that. So let's see. Stack number 1 viewers. What song or message would your person like to dedicate to you via a song? Okay, what messages or song would your person like to dedicate to you? The One That Got Away. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love this song so much. Let me see if I can get in on this. Why do I feel like the blur is so bad? There we go. The One That Got Away. Civil Wars. Oh my gosh, I love this song so much. I love this song. Please. Like, I'm fawning over this song right now because it's that freaking good. It is that good. And yes, it does align with the reading, guys. So please go do me a favor. Look it up. The One That Got Away by the Civil Wars. It is one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard in my entire life. Okay. I'm not joking. When you hear it, you'll fall in love too. So major messages in this song. All right. I can't emphasize it enough, Stack 1. If you feel this reading connects with you, please do let me know. Let me know in the comment section. And to support this channel, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, clicking that bell for notification because I upload often. And then the beautiful thing about the notification bell is that as soon as I upload, you get notified. So you'll never miss a video. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information is in the description box. All you have to do is check me out on Etsy, visit my Etsy shop, peruse my readings at your leisure, and book a reading whenever you feel led to. Okay, so much love and blessings to you. I'm going to leave you here. Keep shining. And I'm going to move on to stack number 2. Stack number 2. First thing we're going to ask is, does your person miss you? And then we're going to ask if they've moved on. And if so, what does that look like, I guess, right? So let's take a look. Stack number 2. Does your person miss you? If they miss you, what does that look like, okay? Does your person miss you? Okay. The Star. Wow. Okay. Let's grab one more. The 7 of Pentacles. All right. So the Star is being out of reach. Okay. Like feeling like you're out of reach, or maybe even out of their league in some way, okay? There's also like a divine connection as well with the Star. And it's like they look at you as this bright, shiny diamond is kind of what I'm getting from this. I feel like they look at you shining, or they see you shining. Maybe they see you somehow as healing. Like healing yourself. working on yourself, even with the Seven of Pentacles. So this card is definitely giving me vibes of them looking at you or having the ability to see you. Because like when we step out in the nights, you know, and yeah, we step out into the dark, let's say on a clear night, we can't reach the stars, but we can still see them. Okay, so to me, this is giving me the idea of that they have an ability to look at you or see you from afar, because the stars, you know, when we go and look at them, we can appreciate them, but they're literally out of reach. Like we can't reach for them as much as we would want to, right? But there's something about you being out of their league or out of their reach. They can't reach for you, yet they still look at you like this bright, shiny object, beautiful object. You have this glow about you, this, you know, energy that is, I'm feeling like divine in some way. I also am looking at this like, yeah, they miss you. I feel like there was some kind of quality that you brought to their life in some way. With these two like chalices or vases being poured out, there was something about the connection that was soothing or healing to them, and I think that's what they miss. Seven of Pentacles is like this full-on reassessment, looking at a situation up, down, left, right, any which way. This is also the energy of kind of like not sure how to make something grow or develop. It is kind of the idea of on the brink of like giving up, but yet still wanting to see how much further you can push a situation to see if it has a chance to grow and thrive, right? So with these two cards, I'm like, yeah, your person misses you, but there's also a part of them that feels like they don't know how to make something work. All right, so let's take a look at the little black cards for more information on this. I just heard divine timing with the star, because a lot of times the star is an energy of like divine guidance, being led through synchronicity and things like that. So I'm wondering if that's kind of what they're relying on. I don't know why I just heard like relying on that for their next course of action. Okay. Whoa, that kind of wanted to jump. Let's take a look. Wow, taking a risk, being strategic. Again, like waiting on synchronicity or divine timing for the next course of action would be being strategic. Okay, I feel like they miss you, but if they were to try to come forward, it would be taking a risk, right? And it would be literally a gamble. I think they miss you, but they're also hiding the way that they feel, because with this card, it's saying not showing your hand, okay? Like calling the bluff or not really exposing how they feel. Let's grab one of these. Okay, so yeah, you see that? Look, longing. They are still longing for the connection. You might be out of reach. You're shining. You're doing your thing. I think they're looking at you like the star. You brought something to their life, some kind of healing quality to their life that maybe they didn't have before. And I'm also getting the vibe that there was something about your energy that maybe forced them to grow and develop in some way. But yeah, they're still longing for you. I mean, this is a card of longing for something that you can't quite touch or hold, right? That's basically missing you. When you long for something, you miss something. So yes, they do miss you, but there's something about you that's out of touch or out of reach right now. All right, Six of Swords. So why am I feeling it like this is the Six of Swords is you moving on? like I said, I got the vibe from this that you know, they see you shining, they see you healing. They probably think you moved on. Maybe you have. I mean, maybe you're just watching this, you know, it's a possibility you're watching this out of curiosity. But the Six of Swords is about basically moving on to find peace of mind. I think your person still thinks about you. They still long for you. I don't think they're willing to take the risk, though, when it comes to putting themselves out there to reach out to you or try to make this Seven of Pentacles energy develop and grow further. They are, for whatever reason, I'm getting the vibe that they miss you, but they don't want to take a risk, or they're afraid to take a risk. But yeah, at the same time, you know, if I do take the risk, how am I going to be strategic? How am I going to make this work with the Seven of Pentacles? Something about you with the Star being too far gone, like at a distance. Okay, like I said, with the Six of Swords, it does move along. It moves away from something. And a star obviously is way up in the sky. It's not within our reach or grasp. So I feel like they feel you moved on. If you've done your if you've done your healing, if you had a glow up with the star energy and you've done your healing, I could see why this would come up. And maybe they're seeing you as having gotten on the boat, right? The Six of Swords, if you're familiar with my channel, you know that I describe it as, you know, that energy where it's like you have the memories of the situation, the person, or the experience. They're in your boat, but they don't sink you. Okay? And that could be the way that they look at you. Okay? Like you took the memories, you took the situation, you grew from it, you had a glow up from it, but you're moving on, you're trying to find your peace of mind. And you're maybe moving on to other things with the Six of Swords. Okay, so let's take a look at the energy over here where I'm going to put the cards down. Basically, have they moved on? I guess that's what we want to take a look at. Usually, you know, this area here is going to tell us, hey, have they moved on? Or do they miss you, yes or no? If they still miss you, they, you know, obviously haven't moved on completely. But let's see. Have they moved on? Have they officially moved on? Because over here, I'm feeling like this is, for whatever reason, I'm feeling this as number 2 as the viewer. With the Six of Swords and the Star, I'm seeing these 2 cards as you. Okay? So let's see. Have they moved on is what we want to ask. What does that look like? All right, the Universe. That would be the World card. And the Chariot. So, I am getting the idea that they're moving on because they see you shining, healing, and moving on. Like, they're trying to move on here with these 2 cards because they see you doing that. Okay, nonetheless, they're not going to tell you how they feel with this card. Okay, they don't want to put themselves out there necessarily if they see you moving on. They don't want to show, they don't want to take the risk or the gamble. Again, this is sometimes the Seven of Pentacles comes up as the energy of where, you know, I'm on the verge of giving up and throwing in the towel because I'm not sure if I can make this thing grow or thrive, right? And that's kind of their attitude from it. And it's probably because, again, if they see you doing well with Star energy and moving on with the Six of Swords, I can see why over here on their side, they are trying to move forward and maybe close the chapter here with the World card and move forward with the Chariot, okay? Because do they have a choice? You know, it's kind of like that thing. Like if you moved on, they see you doing well, they see you healing, they see you having a glow up, prospering, bettering yourself, and, you know, that kind of thing. Do they have a choice? You know, at that point in their mind, you've already moved on. They're not willing to take the risk and put themselves out there if you've really have done your healing and moved on completely. But there's something about the way that they see you. I feel like they can see you doing well somehow, okay? So I don't know if they hear it through the grapevine, or if they're hearing, or if they're seeing you doing really well on social media, right? But these two cards are like, you know, learning the lesson. So you definitely taught them something. Trying to move forward, close the chapter. It's like graduation, you know, that's kind of how I see this. And the Chariot is about like trying to find your focus and move forward with that. So I think that they are trying to move forward. They're trying to move on. But I think most of what's going on is because they see you doing well. They see you maybe like not needing them or something like that is what I'm getting from this. And it's like, I don't have a choice but to just, you know, move on, quit while I'm ahead. I still miss you. Basically, your person's like, I still miss them, but I'm not willing to take a risk because it seems like, you know, my person's already moved on to bigger and better things, right? So your person, you know, you or your person could be an Aquarius. That's a possibility with the star energy. Just have to point that out. We also have the Chariot as well. And some fixed signs here. I always forget them. But I think from what I remember, it's Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, and I believe Taurus, right? So if I'm wrong, I'll fix it in the video somewhere down here, okay? But you have Cancer, and then you have some fixed signs. So let's take a look. And that could apply to you, that could apply to them. So let's get some detail in regards to, are they moving on, right? It looks like with the universe and the Chariot, they're trying to close that chapter and find their focus so they can move forward. And with the Chariot, I have to wonder, and with Star, I have to wonder if there's actually some physical distance between you. Because I said, again, with the Star, like, it can read as you being completely out of reach. And sometimes that's literal. You could be across the ocean or in another country, another state, that kind of thing. And with the Chariot, it does usually talk sometimes about travel, okay, and the world as well. So let's get more detail on this World card and the Chariot. Okay, so again, it's the idea of they're trying to move on, but yet it's still, they're still thinking about you. Outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in their head. Okay, they are moving on because I feel like they don't have a choice, or they feel they don't have a choice, but nonetheless, you're still on repeat in their head. And with the cassette, there's probably music involved, that maybe music that you shared, maybe they still think about that. Maybe there's certain songs that constantly remind them of you. All right, let's get one of these. Okay, so yeah. Do you see that? Cupid, the love card. That's crazy. You know what I just heard? Your person is moving on, but they don't mean it. They don't really mean it. Okay? They're trying to move on reluctantly. They are reluctantly moving on, is what I'm hearing from these cards here. They still love you. They still play events over and over in their head. They're trying to close a chapter. They're trying to, you know, move to the next phase of life yet. And, you know, with this Chariot, also try to find their focus. Try to leave it behind. But nonetheless, the love is still there. They still replay things in their mind. It quite hasn't gotten out of their system, is what I'm getting from that. Okay? You haven't quite gotten out of their system. It's funny, I'm saying system, and it's like back in the day, that's what we would call like the radio in the car, you know, or your boombox, right? And boomboxes play cassettes, so it's kind of funny. Okay, so let's see if I can get a playing card here. Wow, the Ten of Pentacles. So I feel like the Ten of Pentacles is trying to say they're trying to reestablish their foundation, okay? They still have love for you. They still have memories that they replay in their mind. Again, the idea of reluctantly trying to move on, but struggling with that. The Ten of Pentacles is about, you know, your solid, firm foundation. You're trying to build yourself up for the future, okay? Maybe they're trying to move on and, like I said, find their focus. Maybe they're focused on the future. Sometimes I look at the Ten of Pentacles like that future wealth, that future stability. You know what I mean? Maybe they're focused on their money and their hustle with the Chariot and the Ten of Pentacles as a means of trying to like forget you or forget the connection. All right. I could also see this as the connection that you guys had together. So if there was a long-term commitment, that would be represented by the Ten of Pentacles. If there was a marriage of some sort, or a life partner situation that, you know, you guys thought you had together, that would be represented with the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So let me grab the bag. I don't think they moved on. I mean, they moved on, but it's like reluctantly moving on, you know? Okay. Let's see what we have. Selfish. Either they were selfish in the connection or something about somebody being selfish. Maybe you feel that way about them. Oh, so someone, okay, that would explain the World. All right, as a change agent. All right, they brought something to your life that was going to, a lesson of some sort, especially with the World energy, okay, that would help you or them evolve and grow and shift and change and transform in a way that was necessary for your journey, okay? That would explain why this is here, the change agent card. Okay. Too many fish in the sea. You belong together. So, all right. So, I don't know. Maybe the selfish and the too many fish in the sea. That's funny. Fish. Selfish and too many fish in the sea. I don't know. Maybe they were, maybe that's your energy as far as like you think there's too many fish in the sea. I'm not sure how to read that. It's almost like if they see you doing well, maybe they think that you are out there exploring other fish in the sea. All right. But maybe if they had selfish behavior, it's because they were spreading themselves thin with other people. And in other words, maybe they were curious about other fish in the sea, you know? But there's something about, this is saying you guys belong together. He let me know how that applies. You guys are going to be able to interpret these little notes in here way better than I ever could, because you know your situation, I don't, okay? But let's take a look. Rude awakening. Wow, so somebody had a rude awakening. Maybe you gave that rude awakening to them, okay? Again, the change agent card would, you know, speak very well with an awakening, maybe a spiritual awakening, okay? Trying my best. So I feel like that's them. They're saying they're trying their best, maybe trying their best to move on. Let's see if we can get some here. Oh, somebody's sad. Okay, again, hiding their true feelings, not showing the hand of cards, not willing to take a risk on the connection. They miss you, but they won't take a risk. I think somebody's still sad. Okay. Cut off, and somebody feels cut off, like maybe you cut them off. Again, I got the idea that that they saw you doing well. They see you're moving on. You're, you know, shining bright. You've had a glow up, or you're doing well. Maybe they feel cut off from you. And again, the idea of like, I'm trying to move on, but I don't mean it, you know. So let's see if we can get a song from your person. And I just saw 222 on my phone. Okay. So, all right. So 222. That, yeah, it's 2:22 p.m. So, oh yeah, look at that. And you're stack number 2. Holy cow. Okay. So anyway, look up those numbers, angel numbers 222. Okay. That might mean something to you guys. But anyway, let's go ahead and see if we can get a, let's see if we can get a song from your person, stack number 2. Okay. Messages from your person via a song. Let me make sure I have the, whoop, you see that? I almost had the volume up. We don't want that. So let's see. Messages from your person. Wondering. Oh, see, they're wondering about you. Okay. Now, I would recommend looking up the lyrics to this song. Okay. Because you're going to get additional messages in the lyrics versus just in the song title. Okay. So Wondering is your song for stack number 2. Yeah, I would definitely look that up, guys. Okay, so I'm going to leave you here. I'm going to move on to stack number 3. If you feel connects, you know what to do. Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. If you want to support this channel, please like, share, subscribe, and click the bell for notification because I do upload often. And if you're looking for a personal reading with me, all my information is in the description box. All you have to do is visit my Etsy shop. It's a very simple process to book an order or book a reading with me at any time. Okay, so much love to you, stack number 2. I'm going to leave you here, and I'm going to move on to stack number 3. Okay, stack number 3. We're going to ask about your person, whether they still miss you. Okay, do they miss you? And then we're going to ask about whether they have moved on, or if they have, you know, what does that look like? Okay, so let's see. Does your person miss you? Stack number 3, viewer. Does your person miss you? What does that look like? Okay, we have Temperance. That would be Sag energy, so that could be you, that could be them, somewhere in the chart. One more card, please. The 4 of Wands. Interesting. I'm going to grab one more. I think I know what this is saying, but let me see. Just one more card to kind of clarify things. Okay, the Page of Pentacles. Interesting. Like, really interesting. I am feeling like the Temperance is saying they're trying to find moderation, balance, and healing and harmony in their life, trying to reestablish their stability. And I'm hearing find themselves again from the Page of Pentacles. So I know the 4 of Wands is that energy of, like, you know, celebration, sometimes marriage, that kind of thing. Sometimes people look at the 4 of Wands as an 11-11 card. But I don't know why I heard find themselves again with the Page of Pentacles. I don't know why I'm hearing gratitude as well. All right. Number 3, people. Your person's energy, as far as this combo, is kind of confusing me here. So I'm going to go right into these little black cards. Because I feel like they're healing. They're trying to find their balance again. I think they're trying to find themselves again, to be honest, and reestablish their stability. Twin flames. Look at that. Holy cow. Remember I said 11-11 card. And here's the twin flame energy. Yin yang. Again, balance. Look at that. It was just talking about balance, union, duality, coupling, complementing each other. And a lot of times, alchemically, if I look at the Temperance energy as an alchemical, you know, card, it is a hidden 2 of Cups in that card. Okay, it is kind of like finding a solution. They mix, they flow, they mesh. These two cups have different liquids, and they manage to kind of find a balance between them. So think of like a mixologist at a bar, who a bartender, basically a mixologist, right? You have all these different like opposing concoctions or alcohols on their own, but yet when you blend them together, they somehow make something delicious. You know what I mean? So it is that kind of thing. I honestly think that yes, with they do miss you, but I also think they're healing from maybe the twin flame dynamic, or the mirroring aspect. Okay, with the temperance, I could see a little bit of that mirroring as well, because again, opposing forces, yet at the same time complementing each other. Do you see what I mean? So I think they're healing from the connection, is what I'm feeling from this, and finding themselves with this Page of Pentacles at the same time, trying to reestablish their stability or their foundation. Okay, with a twin flame energy, that kind of soulmate connection, I don't think you ever really forget them or stop caring about them or stop missing them. Even if you've moved on, it's like that thing where you always find, you always look back on it, I guess, and you would feel gratitude, okay, for the connection, for what it taught you, how it changed you. To me, the twin flame journey is all a journey to self-love anyway, and self-discovery, and your twin actually brings that out in you. They show you you, and you learn how to heal you, okay, through the encounter. So yes, I do. With this, I can say yes, they do miss you. I think they're learning and growing in themselves, okay, with this Page of Pentacles energy. And I'll read the quotes on these cards in just a moment, but I feel like the Page of Pentacles is saying, yeah, I've learned, I miss my twin, but I've learned about myself at the same time with this Page of Pentacles. Pages are students of life. They're also messengers. All right. So with this, I'm kind of feeling that they might, because look at the way his hands are like this, right? Whenever I see this, it's like I'm thinking about something, or I'm meditating on something, I'm praying on something, right? Just a hand gesture, posture. So just with the contemplative state of the art, I can look at this and say, hey, your person might be thinking about sending a message or reaching out, okay? But I'm also feeling with the Page of Pentacles, they're still learning something. They're still growing. All right, pages are always trying to grow up. Again, the idea of being a student of life, always learning, always growing, trying to evolve to be the knight, the queen, the king of pentacles. It is a progression. So I feel like they are now just starting to learn who they are, starting to learn who you are. They, I feel, are maybe just starting to learn about what a twin flame even is what I'm getting from this. The Four of Wands is that need to find your stability and your solid ground. It is sometimes to me a card of achievement and success, where you get your like, I don't want to say like aha moment, but more like you gain something from it. Okay, like you have this trophy moment, like in your own self, okay, in your own spirit, where it's like, I gained something from this connection. All right, and I can look at it and celebrate it. Okay, that's kind of what I'm feeling from this. This might not apply to everybody, but I feel like whoever your person is, number 3, I think they've just recently woken up to the connection. They've learned from it, they've healed, or they're trying to heal from it. They have a sudden awareness, and they're on that path to evolving because of the connection. All right, and if that's the case, let's give them a round of applause, because how many divine counterparts actually wake up properly to the connection and actually do something about it to heal? Let's just be real. Most times it's one person that grows up from the connection, and the other person just doesn't. you know, one person is left to evolve and grow to the point where they fulfill their mission, their purpose. You know, that's they end up fulfilling what they're here to do, while the other person is floundering somewhere in the background, not really growing up to the connection, not really evolving the way that they should. Okay, so I feel like whoever this is, your person's growing up spiritually. Wands are about that spiritual spark, sometimes even that awakening, the way that that spirit moves you and nudges you and motivates you and pushes you. And then the Temperance is like trying to find that middle ground, maybe trying to find that healing or solution within themselves, and then also understanding the way that the two of you, okay, had this push-pull dynamic, but yet somehow managed to complement each other, or bring something out in the other. Okay, it's kind of like how would I describe this? Again, the same idea of like the mixologist or a perfumist, right? You know what different perfume notes would blend or mesh well with other ones, and at the end it does create something unique, beautiful. Like all these different ingredients are beautiful on their own, they're unique on their own, they have their own power or essence, and yet somehow you manage to piece them together and create something else entirely. And I think that is what this situation is saying here. You and your person are complete unique individuals, yet if you can manage to come together, or when you manage to come together, just even for that brief moment, let's say, you manage to create something dynamic or something beautiful, okay? So I am feeling like, yeah, they think about that. I do think they think about that. And I think that there's something special in that. Again, the idea of thinking about it is coming from this card here with the way that his demeanor is, okay? The Temperance card, I'm going to read it to you. It says, that's funny. The unlike, it does match beautifully with the card. The unlike is joined together, and from different results, the most beautiful harmony. Perfect quote for the Temperance. That is Heraclitus, okay? I think that's a philosopher. Page of Pentacles. The first step towards philosophy is incredulity, and that is Dennis Diderot. I hope I'm saying that right. And then the Four of Wands says, don't judge each other by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. Okay, wow. So, and I hadn't even read the quote. That makes perfect sense. You both planted seeds within each other, okay? You really did. You guys were different. You had your opinions about each other, but nonetheless, the presence in one each other's lives, you guys planted seeds in each other. All right, properly. All right, properly. And that's why your other half or your twin is growing in the midst of not talking to you. They are growing because the seeds were planted as they should. Again, I felt that there are some situations where one is always evolving, the other one gets, for whatever reason, gets left behind and doesn't seem to grow or evolve properly from the connection or the encounter. You know, I don't think that this is the case for you and your person. Okay? I think you both planted seeds in each other's presence, and you both managed to grow and evolve properly from that connection the way it was meant to. Okay? So let's see if we can get one of these. Whoa, okay. Look at that. See? Do you see what I mean? There's an abundance in this connection. There was something that grew from the connection. There was some form of, I'm hearing spiritual wealth or prosperity that came from this connection. Don't mind the nudity. Okay, but these cards are really cute. But it's like there's something that there was an investment, okay, that came from this connection. It was not in vain, in a sense. You may not be in connection right now or talking, but that doesn't mean that the initial energy that was invested in the connection did not have a return on it, okay, on its investment. what you got paid back was, to me, looking at these cards, something bigger. Okay, the return on your investment was of spiritual wealth, spiritual evolution. You gained something so much more valuable. Okay, even if you're not together, you still gain something so valuable with this card. Okay, and I think that they also look at you as valuable. Again, the idea of them learning, growing, evolving, contemplating the connection, seeing what it brought, seeing the value in the connection. Let's get a playing card here. Yeah, Knight of Cups. Okay, could be a water sign energy here. But the Knight of Cups is about like romance, expressing love, maybe looking to take action and movement towards love. I think that, yes, maybe by this card, it feels like they have that idea on their mind, but I don't think they're done growing yet. Okay, I still think they're evolving. They're trying to enhance or upgrade themselves with this wealth card, I feel. I really don't feel like this card here is a card of a movement and an advancement or taking action towards something, but I'm still feeling like they have it on the heart, but they're not ready to advance towards you or make the moves towards you right now because they're still trying to grow and stabilize themselves in a way. I don't think they're quite mature enough in their growth or in their awakening to take that kind of action yet, but it's not like they haven't contemplated it. Okay. If I would have seen a king here, I'd probably be a little bit more confident that they would want to come forth and offer love because they wouldn't feel as vulnerable. A King of Cups to me is not a vulnerable energy. They are really secure in what they want in regards to love, emotions, and the way that they present that. Okay. Pages to me are still a little bit vulnerable yet. All right. They don't have quite, like I said, they haven't quite made that progression to like a queen or a king yet. Okay, so let's take a look at have they moved on? What does that look like? Has your person, stack number 3, moved on? What does that look like? Okay, King of Cups. Wow. Okay. Remember, it's funny, I was saying if I saw a King of Cups, I would feel a little bit more comfortable in saying that, right? And here we have the King of Cups. So let's see. One more card. The 8 of Wands. Oh my gosh. So, I'm going to read the quotes right away. It says, it's a good thing to be rich and to be strong, but it is a better thing to be loved. Euripides. I agree with that. Love or money, right? Would you rather have love? And it says, nothing ever is, but all things are becoming. All things are the offspring of flux and motion. Okay, Plato. Love Plato. So yeah, I do feel like your person's not completely moved on. Okay. Again, the idea of action versus non-action, everything in its time, I'm feeling with the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is also about communication. The King of Cups is talking about, you know, that mature love. Okay. I think maybe the separation, maybe learning who you are, learning what the connection is, understanding it, growing from it, is reestablishing themselves, you know, in their own being, healing. All that is actually helping them understand love better with this King of Cups. So yeah, I can clearly say that you have taught them maybe a very deep, but nonetheless necessary lesson in regards to love and relationships with this King of Cups. They are maturing in the way that they understand love and relationships. Okay. I feel like they have not fully moved on If anything, again, the idea of feeling gratitude towards having learned something from you and the connection. I don't think you can truly, you know, you can move on from a twin flame situation, but it is a choice. Everybody has a choice whether they want to hang on to that connection indefinitely, or if you want to try to be happy even with that still in the background. Okay, so I feel like your person has grown in the way that they understand love with this King of Cups, but I feel like the Eight of Wands is communication. So that, like phone calls, texts, emails, they might want to reach out. And I feel like everything in its time is also what I'm hearing from this. But all things are becoming, okay? Like, I feel like your person is growing into themselves or becoming. They are, yeah, they're growing up, they're becoming, they're evolving. And everything in its time, all things are the offspring of flux and motion, you know, everything like this, you know, it has its ups, its down, or whatever. There is motion. So if we think of movement, again, I was talking about the Knight of Cups over here, like presenting, you know, that action or that movement. And we have that action and movement here with the Eight of Wands. So I feel like your person maybe is looking to move toward you rather than away from you, if you know what I mean. But also with the understanding that everything is in its time. So it's almost like feeling, for whatever reason I'm hearing from this, you can't force it. All right, so let's take a look. Why is this King of Cups and Eight of Wands here? And I also heard just going the distance here with the Eight of Wands. So I don't know if you're long distance, they're long distance, something like that. Okay, the Grim Reaper. Wow. Okay, let me grab another one, because that is saying the relationship is over, no second chances, grow and transform your life. Well, I did mention that, you know, in some instances, you know, it is a choice to move on, even if you live with the connection still in the background. You know what I mean? Okay. All right, so, wow. I'm feeling like this King of Cups has matured in regards to the way they understand love. Yet this is a card of communication, but at the same time, it is a card of movement. So have they moved on? I don't know. But this card is saying the relationship is over. Not enough. Finished in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, and jealousy. So I feel like you transformed them. You changed them. But there's something about the situation where sometimes, I feel like this is saying love sometimes isn't enough. There's some kind of frustration in the connection. I don't know if your person is scared to communicate. There's love here, but like with this card and the Eight of Wands, like a fear of reaching out or communicating. Let me grab a playing card. Maybe they're afraid of you not giving any second chances. Interesting. The person has stumped me. Let's see if we can get more on this. Whoa, okay. Wow. Okay, so yeah, it's that that indecision. Like feeling like they're at a stalemate. Like the relationship is over, right? Maybe they're afraid that you won't give second chances. Nonetheless, they have learned, they have grown, they have evolved. It taught them some things. Again, this says transforming their life. I feel like they have transformed or changed, most definitely, in the midst of the relationship being over. But there's this indecision here, or this stalemate with the Two of Swords, where it's like you can't decide. Maybe that's why I was feeling like I'm not sure what to think of this. Because it feels like there's love here and they want to reach out. And then these two cards are saying, And that this is kind of summing up, this Two of Swords is summing up these four cards here. Because there's like two sides of themselves and they can't come to a middle ground about what to do with this Two of Swords. Two of Swords is, I don't know what to decide, or I don't know what to do, so I'm not going to do anything. Right? But you have to understand, with the Two of Swords, not deciding is still deciding. You're just deciding not to do with anything about it. So I feel like your person is kind of like, I just heard from this, between a rock and a hard place. Okay? Their fear of reaching out, I think, is what keeps them in that stalemate mode and in that indecision mode of the Two of Swords. With the Two of Swords, you sit, you think about it. Again, the pensive state over here I was picking up. Okay, you sit and you think about it until you know what to do. You do tend to like shut people out or block outside thoughts out from distracting you till you figure out what you're doing. This is contemplation mode. Again, we have it reflected here in the artwork. We have it here with the Two of Swords. So your person is completely undecided about how or what to do. Have they moved on? I don't think so. No, I don't think they moved on. But I think they're also scared of doing anything about the connection moving forward. So they just stay in place. Two of Swords is about staying in place. Okay? And you don't really decide, or you don't decide, or you can't decide, or you feel you can't decide, so you just stay put. Again, you're at a stalemate with each other. That's what it feels like. I don't think, for whatever reason, like, their own fears keep them from reaching out to you. They feel maybe that you won't give them a second chance. Nonetheless, they've grown from the connection. They've learned a lot from it. But they can't bring themselves to reach out. So it is that vibe I was picking up. Moving on, but nonetheless, having the connection there in the background always. It never goes away. That's what their energy is right here. They're trying to move on. But have they really? No. The reason is because the connection doesn't ever go away. You know what I mean? You don't ever forget about your person. Let me grab one of these. Wow. Misery. Upheaval. Yeah, your person with this card is going through it. And then with the broken mirror, it's like feeling like I guess something about bad luck. Again, the idea of not enough. And I was feeling over here that they weren't ready to reach out, and I think a lot of that is because of the fear. Okay, the fear of them not being enough, or that it is officially over and that you wouldn't give them a second chance. But nonetheless, they've grown and they learned from the connection in many ways. Okay. And I don't know why I'm feeling like, this says self-sabotage. Okay. I'm feeling like a destructive energy coming from this. So I don't know why I'm getting the vibe of, I don't want to ruin anything else anymore. I ruined it before. I don't want to ruin it again. Something like that. That's what I heard. So they just sit on it. But what I do feel, if anything, is your person is learning to live with the connection, even though it hasn't been easy. Okay. So stack number 3, let's get some notes here and we'll get a song, okay? This is a really long one for you guys. I'm sorry about that. Past lives. Okay, so you guys share past lives together, all right? And with the twin flame energy, I don't doubt it. Oh, no. Maybe they're afraid you're going to say no. Again, the idea of afraid of reaching out with the 8 of Wands energy, okay? Or that you won't give them a second chance. Or that you won't want the connection, right? Regret. Okay, that makes sense. Your person has some regrets about the way that they handle it, I think. Solitude. So maybe they're keeping to themselves and they are drowning their sorrows. Okay. And that would explain the self-sabotaging energy of that I was feeling from these 2 cards. Okay, so they're a little miserable here, drowning out their sorrows. Oh, maybe they pretend to be okay when they're not. Did you guys meet on a dating app, possibly? Or some kind of social media? Okay, it feels like I have 2 here. Okay, the ex. So, well, technically, if, you know, you were with them before, they would be an ex. And this one says, I have no excuse. So they are definitely feeling sorry about the way things went down before. I'm definitely getting that vibe, okay? So let's see. Stack number 3. I'm sorry I made a mess of all your cards. But let's see if we can get a song, okay? And we can finish out this message. This one's kind of deep here. Okay, so I'm sorry, stack number 2, I forgot to explain how this works. If you're not familiar with my channel, what I do is I get my phone and we get a song from your person via the shuffle option, okay? It's going to pop up down here and I'll open it up for you once we click the shuffle button to get a song. But we want to see if we can get a song from your person, stack number 3, maybe some messages within that song from them, all right? So let's get a song from your person to you. Let me make sure I have, okay, the volume's down. Just double checking. Let's get a song from your person. Hang up the phone. Did they call you and you hung up? Like, because that's kind of the first thing I thought of when I saw that. All right, so the song title is giving us a message here, but I would recommend, and I always do, whether the song title gives a message or not right away, I still say go look up the lyrics to the song because you will most definitely get other messages within that that would probably apply to your situation or deliver some confirmation or synchronicity for you. So stack number 3, this is your reading. By all means, please go look up the lyrics to this song. It's by Kiara. And I always put the title, okay, the title and the artist of the song in the screen somewhere for you so you have it. But go look it up, check it out, and see what it says, all right? So this is your reading, stack number 3. If you feel connects, please, by all means, do let me know in the comment section down below. And to support this channel, please like, share, and subscribe. Click that bell for notification because I do upload often and you get notified right away as soon as I do. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information is in the description box down below. All you have to do is check out my Etsy shop and peruse my readings. You could book a reading with me at any time. So much love and blessings to you, stack number 3. I'm going to leave you here. Keep shining, and I'll see you real soon.